I don't usually talk about the equipment that I use on this program, but we're going to change that up a little bit today. This is a mandolin, and every kitchen should have one. It's going to give you nice, uniform slices of vegetables, and it'll even do julienne cuts if you need. A couple of things to look for when purchasing one. A good-sized handguard is a must, and never ever use a mandolin without one. Look at me. No exceptions, unless you're trying to cut your fingertips off. The plane should be wide enough to handle larger sized vegetables like potatoes, and it should seat itself firmly on whatever your countertops are made out of. Just the setting for 3/8 of an inch, then we're going to insert the medium-sized julienne blade. Let's take this bad boy out for a spin. Rinse off a large russet potato, set it flat on its back with the handguard over top. Speed and rhythm are key here, and it's not necessary to apply any aggressive downward pressure. The plane and the blade are offset, so gravity and the weight of your hand should be sufficient. If you go too slow, or if you think about it too much, you'll run into problems. That's a good tempo. When you're pretty much done there, take your potato strings and drop them in a cold, salty bath. Let those soak for about 20 minutes. We'll come back for you to turn you into French fried potatoes later. In the meantime, we're going to take out the julienne blade, set the thickness to 1/8 of an inch, and rinse everything off. Skin 2 cucumbers and cut them into thirds. There we go. It's a good time-saving measure. If you were going to make pickle chips, and a brine that you were going to put your cucumbers in, you can flip the blade around and then you'll have like a crinkle cut, almost like a Ruffles potato chip. If Vidalia or Walla Walla onions are in season, those would be best. If not, just a regular old white onion will do. You know what to do. Sometimes the bulk of the vegetables will come up and make it difficult for you to slice through, so you'll just have to move the pre-cut onions off to the side and then re-engage. Run your knife through that, just cut them into quarters. Add the onions to a bowl with the cucumbers and toss them up. Will make you cry. Okay, put these as far away from your eyeballs as you can get them and then rinse everything off. And now for the final trick of the day, at least as far as the mandolin goes, one Granny Smith apple. Set your mandolin aside and then go through and just pop the seeds out with your fingers and lay these all out so that we get all the surface area showing. And then just squeeze a little lemon juice over the top of that. This is going to keep your apple slices from browning. Make sure you get both sides. Cover this in saran wrap and pop it in the fridge while we prepare the rest. Drain your potato strings and pat them down with a paper towel until they're nice and dry. You might have noticed that we're making French fries here. You'll need a deep fryer. Preheat that to 375 degrees. And while that's preheating, there's one other thing I'd like to do. If you have a mortar and pestle, I'm going to take some salt, some kosher salt, and then just grind that down to a fine grain. Once these come out of the oil, the salt's going to adhere better if it's a smaller size. Salt's ready, our oil is preheated. Working relatively small batches, this is going to cook fast, but you don't want to overcrowd your deep fryer. The steam's natural. Be careful and work in small batches. I am not responsible for house fires. Halfway through, give them a little shake just to break them up, and right back into the oil. You know they're ready when they're golden brown. Take them out of the oil. While they're still hot and there's still some oil on them, hit them with the salt. That's perfect. Okay, we're ready to plate. This is a dressing I made with sour cream, vinegar, and sugar. It's apple cider vinegar. You can find the recipe on my website. Pour some here into the bottom of the bowl. And add just the cucumber and the onion. And then just toss it to combine. That's just about right. We're going to take a few of the discs of green apple here. I really like this starfish pattern, so I'm going to leave that up at the top. This is mint leaves. I like to use the tips of the herbs as a garnish. And then just a touch of celery seed across the top. There we go. What you have here is a green apple, cucumber, and onion salad with a sour cream, apple cider vinegar, and sugar dressing on top, garnished with mint leaves and celery seeds. Now that that's ready, we're going to move on to the vegetarian chili and bird's nests. Fashion a bird's nest out of your shoestring potatoes here. And feel free to use a lot of fries. Lay down a bed of sharp shredded cheese. And this is a vegetarian chili, which you can find the recipe for at jeffscookbook.com. And just ladle that right over top. Okay, so that's it. Green apple, cucumber, and onion salad, and vegetarian chili and bird's nest. As always, you can find all of my recipes at jeffscookbook.com. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. I'll see you next time on Jeff's Cookbook.